When horse owners want to get medical attention for their horses, they have to put them in the trailer like this one. 650 dancers come together for 26.2 hours. Glycerol, which, believe it or not, is the main ingredient in making soap. For those who still want to go to the game, there still is a chance to find someone willing to sell, but you'll probably have to pay more than $500 a ticket. The debate over the Senate version of an economic stimulus package continues today in Washington. Usually, when people take a bite out of a burrito from Chipotle or a sandwich from Subway, they don't think about where the ingredients came from. Farm workers all across the state of Florida pick tomatoes that go into everyday foods, but the workers say they are not always treated fairly. Representatives from the Coalition of Immokalee Workers came to the University of Florida this past weekend to raise awareness.
Today in the United States, and especially here in the state of Florida, so many people are unaware of the human rights abuses that are going on in the fields, including cases of modern-day slavery.
The event was sponsored by Chispas, an organization that integrates Spanish speakers through advocacy.
It's very important. I mean, if you talk to people on campus, students, who've been here for quite a while, they probably have never heard of farm workers outside of even really about 35 minutes away from Gainesville.
The experience of being a farm worker were brought to life through testimonials.
It is important for the community to understand the work that goes into working with tomatoes, how we work.
Sylvia spoke about working 12-hour days of constantly bending down and carrying 32-pound buckets of tomatoes while earning just $50 a day. Her daughter also spoke about having to stay with farm owners when traveling along the East Coast.
Well, I thought it was kind of a wake-up call because, I knew that there were horrible working conditions, but I never really heard the opinion of somebody my age.
Through frequent but peaceful protests, the coalition has been successful in the past in securing agreements with fast food chains like Taco Bell and McDonald's to help bring about better conditions for farm workers. Florida produces more than 1 billion pounds of tomatoes a year, and except for a few experimental plots, all 39,000 acres are hand-picked. Francys Vallecillo, WUFT News. Being able to see is something that some may take for granted, but those who can't afford to pay for eye care know how precious it is to see the world around them.
Well, it cost about $300 for my last glasses, so thank God this is a help right now.
3 times a year, First Lutheran Church of Gainesville hosts a free clinic to make sure people get the eyeglasses they need.
It's a wonderful feeling. It gets contagious. We get more volunteers every time, people that rotate, people that want to be a part of it.
Although the church has been helping this community see more clearly for about 5 years now, their reach and service extend far beyond. Included in the church's yearly schedule are 2 trips to Chinandega, Nicaragua. It's a small town full of people who welcome them back every time. There are no extras there, doctors' chairs are plastic, and the eye chart is duct taped to the wall. But the important thing to people in Chinandega is being able to see.
My eyesight is more refreshed. It's that I rest because I don't have to force it. The eyesight is mine. Susie Bamberg has made it a hobby to help people. She says the people she helps always make it worth it.
We have a deaf-mute boy who's going to, by the end of the week, see his mom for the first time because we're having special glasses made. It's like Christmas around here. Several families have said it's like Christmas for what you're doing for us.
There were about 20 people on the trip, from UF students to optometrists to translators.
I think that's wonderful because I think everybody, need help, not just here in the United States. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's a gift from God.
That's the sound of passion and hard work.
I am so proud of him because he's not like normal people. I'm his little sister. So I'm very proud of him.
Lyndon White is 17 and attends Sidney Lanier School for Students with Disabilities. Since birth, Lyndon has overcome many obstacles.
They said he would never hear, he would never see, never walk. So, at that time, my husband and I said, not so. We said, not so.
That spirit is what still drives Lyndon and his family. He has cerebral palsy, epilepsy, is 95% deaf, and cannot speak.
You might walk into breakfast where they're having breakfast and he's asked to put his tray away. And he might have a difficult time kind of focusing and putting that tray where it needs to go. But then when he comes into music, it's his primary method of communication.
Lyndon is the lead drummer of Lanier's drumline. Because of Lyndon's exceptional skills, administrators at Sidney Lanier nominated him for a national award. There are 300 applicants for the Yes I Can award. Only 27 are selected. Lyndon was one.
Our next award winner is Lyndon White II, who is joined by his mother, Beverly.
He flew to Seattle with his mother and sister to receive his award in the arts category. Teachers and family members agree Lyndon has grown and matured in the years he's been at Lanier.
I think Lyndon has been able to accomplish what he has accomplished because of his support system, not only just here in our family, but also just at school, at church, and just people accepting him and accepting people that are different. Different is not always a bad thing, you know.
The Lanier Drumline has traveled to show their musical skills, including a trip to Orlando for Festival Disney. As for Lyndon, the Yes I Can Award entitled him to the Youth Victoria statue, which he received in Seattle, and he is expecting a signed letter from President Obama. Francys Vallecillo, WUFT News.